Good day everyone, welcome back to Not As Dope, and in today's video we're talking about this again. Oh my god, this is a MJX HYPER GO 14BM. This is a big boy. This is so fast. Well, I have a little bit of shocking news for you. This is actually my second one. So the last video I did where I actually showed this car, that car actually crashed. Well, technically it didn't crash, but when I got it back from driving it and I did my inspection, this pin, I don't know if you could see down right here. So there's a pin in this arm right here. So this pin right down there, that pin popped out, which means that this arm, the drivetrain arm, was pretty much loose. And I looked it up and it was 25 bucks for a pair of these. So I decided, well, hey, since I just got this, I didn't crash into anything, the pin just popped loose, I am not spending 25 bucks for that. So I returned it and I got a new one. So this is a new one, and this has all the upgrades and quite a few lessons learned from the last one. So let me discuss all of the stuff that I learned from the last one. Number one, let's start with the body. I personally like the gold body a little bit better because I'm driving on grass, it's easier to see. So I'm running the gold body for right now. I mean, obviously the black is not bad, but the gold just pops a little bit better. So I will be running the gold body on the vehicle. As you may have seen on the last video, I placed cameras on top of here. So I have a camera on here looking forward, like giving a nice view of like the front with the tires and stuff. So I'm gonna repeat that on this body. The lesson learned, I gotta really lock that camera in, so when it's bumping, when it's shaking, the camera doesn't move around. So that would be lesson learned from the body and also the camera application. All right, next lesson learned, springs. So this is a soft original spring it came with. I literally took these springs off and put on the secondary pair of springs that comes in a package. As I showed you in the unboxing, this comes jam-packed with tons of accessories, tons of supplemental parts in case something goes wrong. One of the parts it came with were the springs. So it does come with extra springs, extra wings, extra control arms, even a secondary set of tires. So this set is for rough road. They also have a paddle set of tires. So I changed out the springs from the softer set to a stiffer set. The first time I ran it where this was all the way screwed up. So this was all the way up to the top level of here, which meant the spring really wasn't loaded. And from a lot of the research I did, they all recommend for grassy situations to some extent. So I'm not really driving on dirt. I'm driving more on grass, wet soil, wet grass, right? So they all kind of recommend running some preload on my springs. So all of my springs right now, I have them preloaded. So preload means that I took away or I increased some of the load in the actual spring. So the spring is actually loaded, so which means I should technically have more grip on the actual wet grass. So to get preload, you simply have to turn this red tab right here. You simply turn it down to the whatever level you want. But here was a recommendation that a good friend of mine gave me. He said, you add the preload, and when you feel the spring become extremely stiff, you back the tab out a little bit, and then you twist the spring. If you could twist the spring freely, means that you have set a decent amount of preload without overloading the actual shock and the actual system. What he also said is a good indicator after you set your preload. If you could rest your hand on the vehicle and the vehicle doesn't bottom out, means you have it set. And he also said if you could lift it and there's not a lot of droop in the system, means that your preload and your system is set up correctly. So I did that for all of the springs and all of the suspension elements related to this. What else did I change? I added the wing which I added in a previous video. So to add the wing, simply have to unscrew these two. There are two screws down in here. Hopefully you could see it. So there are two screws down in here. You simply have to take your Allen key, which does come with. I would highly recommend, if you have those electric devices, I would highly recommend first off, you loosen everything by hand and then you use your electric screwdriver to either fasten or loosen. Speaking about fastening and loosening, every single bolt, every single screw, every single knob on this, I went in and I double checked every single one. And that will be my process moving forward. Whenever I go on a drive, I will be double checking the condition of every bolt and screw before I go on a drive and also after I go on my drive. Speaking about before and after, you want to make sure that you're juiced. So before I go on any drive, I charge up the two batteries, which this does actually come with. So it comes with two 3S 2000 milliamp hour batteries. So I would highly recommend you charging up both of your batteries to make sure that you have enough juice for whatever activity you want to partake in. So tighten up all of your bolts, adjust your springs, go for the stiffer springs. If you're on grass, if you're not on grass, if you're riding on dirt, not on dirt, on like pavement, on pitch, I would actually remove the preload, lower the vehicle, get that better grip in your turns and in your corners. So if you're on pitch, if you're on tarmac, ride lower, right? So that would get you some better grip in your turns. If you're on gravel, if you're on grass, I would highly recommend you lifting it up, add some preload. You could even possibly make the rear of the vehicle higher, right, by adding more preload down the front. So the vehicle would be at like an angle, so where you could have more load on the front. But as of right now, I will probably be like running this where the vehicle is actually flat, right? So where it's actually flat versus at an angle. All right, what else? What else? Let's talk power. So on the last time that I ran it, I started off, well, first before I talk power, let's talk remote control. So last time I ran it, so as you can see, this has two speeds. It has 70 and it has 100%. So I ran it first in 70. I gave it a little juice, I gave it a little gas to see how 70 felt. Then I bumped it up to 100. 100 felt amazing. Oh yeah, just so you know, this right here is what turns the light on. You press this right here, and there are lights in front of the vehicle that actually turns on. All right, so back to the power and everything else. So I ran it first on 70, then 100. When you go from 70 to 100, depending on how you have your throttle trim. So this is your throttle trim, this is your steering trim. So before I get to the throttle trim, let me talk about the steering trim. The steering trim, so when you turn this, it adjusts the steering angle of the vehicle. Out of the box, your steering might be like this, naturally set like this. When you set your throttle, your steering trim, which is right here, it actually straightens this up. So now you have zero angle, which means you technically should be running straight. All right, so that's the first thing. So you adjust your steering trim and then you adjust your throttle trim. So when I went from 70 to 100, based on how I had my throttle trim, the vehicle would just automatically start rolling. So which means I had to dial this back. So I dialed this back, I set my steering angle up, and then I ran it. I felt comfortable with that for a while, and then I remembered I saw somebody said, if you press this little magic button right here, set, right, 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you hear peep, 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 right? So that means that it has registered, hey, you want to take your ECU off. Once your ECU is off, means you have full power to the vehicle, no traction control. So I did that. I pressed this 5 times. I was already set in 100. I don't know if that even makes a difference. I think it does. So I need to double check that. So I had it in 100. I turned traction control off and I sent it. It started spinning, it started burning tires, it just came alive in the wet grass. In the wet grass, you turn that off and you send it. You better be ready. It moves. It really moves. It was so much fun. It was drifting, it was sliding, it was doing amazing stuff. And then I brought it back in, and that's when I looked at my pin and I saw that my pin popped out, and then that was it for my fun. So I got this brand new one. I applied all my lessons learned, and I am going to set this back up eventually to where everything is good with the camera up on top of here. I might even put a camera on top of here, so now we have two angles, right? The driver's view and also the drone view to some extent, right? I changed my springs. I have, well, obviously it does come with two batteries, so I will have my two batteries all charged up, right? Ready to go, all juiced up. So my next video, when you see me running this, I will probably do a walkthrough where I show you the difference between 70, 100, and then full madness, right? We go from 70, 100, and the full madness, where everything is loose and you can see the difference in how it runs, right? So that will be the next mission moving forward. And yeah, so that's the key takeaways. Highly recommend changing your springs to the stiffer springs. Highly recommend if you are, as I said, on pitch or tarmac, you have a lower amount of preload set. If you're on grass or who's on grass or gravel, you add some preload. I highly recommend you charging your two batteries before you go out. I highly recommend you doing your own quality check before and after every drive, checking every single bolt, every single screw to the best of your ability, even down to these right here, even down to the wheels and tires. And and lastly, I highly recommend you getting one of these. I have a video of this on my channel. You can check this out. This is a Hoto electric blower and vacuum. What this is a vacuum, so it sucks air in through here and it blows air out of here. There is a vacuum attachment. I don't have it on. I simply have the blower attachment. This does work. This does charge via USB-C. What's good about this? You have two speeds, speed 1, speed 2, and also a boost button. So when I'm done with my driving, I blow all my grass off. I also use this to cool down the motors, right? So I use this to cool everything down nice and quickly with the air going, right? And then I also, once I'm done driving, I take, I cover this as much as possible with, let's say, like a plastic bag or something, and then I hose down carefully every single thing. And then I take this again and I make sure I blow dry every single area as much as possible. So I take this and I blow it clean, making sure it's all set and good to go. So hopefully you guys found this informative with respect to how to set up your vehicle, especially for off-roading, for grass and stuff. I hope you learned that the best process is to do your own quality check on the vehicle before you run and after you run. That means, or that hopefully will help you from, or hopefully prevent you from having some issues where parts might be coming off and where stuff might be loose when you begin to really send it, especially when you send it in full crazy mode. Like the vehicle is just it literally became a whole different vehicle. It was gripping, it was growling, it was spinning, it was dancing. The vehicle comes alive when you turn the traction control off. So in that mode, you got to make sure every single piece, every single thing is dialed in. So make sure you have everything all tightened up. And lastly, on the remote, highly recommend you starting off very lightly, understanding the importance of the throttle control. I would highly recommend, let's say you go to 100%, turn your throttle all the way down, and then build up, and then build up, and slowly build up until you understand how the vehicle reacts based on the throttle settings. Hopefully you guys found this informative. You gotta admit, this is dope. I have a very dope video coming up next with the cameras attached where I'll be fully sending it. You guys gotta wait to see that. Until next time, adios.